yes, good whatever time that you guys will be watching this. I just want us to talk more about this. It's very much, there's very much this interesting document that I once attended. Um, and I think it's very much important, which I think most of the mine or all these companies or mines around here should also do the same. So this was for last year. It's a social survey, but it's a social survey which has been conducted by the Social Survey Africa, and of course this was from Glencore, was in Glencore, and of course they actually found these people to actually run the survey for them. So basically, this the summary of this. It says here, Kutulo Garatau, Eerstegelek are the communities mostly likely to protect although they are not the most dissatisfied communities, and main causes of protest are seen as employment of foreign nationals instead of locals, and corruption in the employment and procurement process, and access of water. And of course, communities are unhappy with Glencore communications, and of course they prefer face-to-face or two-way communication through emails preferred, not always effective. I would like to see the CSI officers at the community and the community meetings. Yes, of course, that would be very much important, I think. And of course, a clear communication around employment and the procurement opportunities. Basically, it shows that things must be clear and of course transparent, whereby it's also nice to see the CSI departments to also meet with the communities, because they don't see them, they don't know them by face. But this will be very much important to actually know that these are the people that we are actually working with in that mine. So then now they'll find that the way forward to spend the rest of the day discussing results of the study, identifying priorities, together finding solutions and deciding who will be responsible for each solution. But yes, out of all this, what out of all this? So now let's go to here. They're talking about the effective community communications. One of the Glencore key concerns major goals is effective communications with surroundings communities. A Glencore primary means of communication with communities is through email with institutional stakeholders, which is not effective as the messages can't always be passed on to the broader community. Of course, yes, and that's very true as well. And of course, the 12% of the residents had received information from Glencore via community licensing officers, the CLO, and the 9% by WhatsApp. And the community would prefer Glencore to communicate with them face to face as a dialogue rather than informing them, and which is, I think, that's very much important to actually have a face-to-face communication so that we're able to know this people. So okay, and now they say here again, when mass communication is used, this should be the 70% preferred and English 32% preference, and more than half the community have no online access and only 33 listen to radio. Only 33% rather listen to the radio regularly, and 50% of people could be reached through either smartphones, WhatsApp, or other devices, SMS. Particularly, if it could be made data free. And I've seen that Glencore also made the data-free giveaway, data-free around communities, which is very much beautiful, and we plow for that. And of course, the routine and commitment participation and Glencore, it's in council meetings will indicate the company's CV commitment and concern, and rather as a concerned community leader. And of course, that's a survey, ladies and gentlemen, that's coming, social survey that is coming from for Glencore, that has been contacted by the Survey Africa. And of course, now the summary for this: the large portion of the people unemployment with too or few opportunities at the mines to address. And I think this it's also good points. They're talking about a large portion I talk about the large proportion of people that unemployed, and with too few opportunities at the mines to address this problem means that small business development is crucial, very much crucial, of course. Hence, now they should come up with the programs of the business enterprise development, and of course, that will assist and relieve communities that are interested in business. And of course, the communities are most unhappy with unemployment, crime number one, and access to water, roads, and hunger. You know what I mean? So then the health facilities are real problems with that of the population having no access at all. No access at all. Can you imagine that? And of course, there are real concerns amongst community members about about the levels of pollution, rather, including dust, noise, vibration, and water contamination from the mines. I'm just surprised there when they talk about the pollution, rather. They haven't mentioned one of the most crucial thing, which is fumes. Fumes are very much they're polluting big time, and they're destroying big time, because this produce fumes, especially the smelters. The smelters are just in front here and in front at the doorsteps of the communities, and they work more of with fumes, and they produce more of that. And of course, I'm just surprised it's not being mentioned here. And of course, the contamination from the mines, with up to a third considering this a major problem. Oh wow, man! And now, this is the involvement in protests. Involvement in protests, obviously, they just mentioned here, as you can see right here, peaceful protest only. The yellow is rather orange is peaceful protest only, and the orange is violent protest only, and the red is both. No, so now if you can check all percentage to 43% in Kotulu, as you can check from the 0% from 0% on the 50% of scale, and therefore now Kutulu being number one of the 43%, and of course the minimum one will be that one of Hamakua with zero, and of course zero, but the minimum is the one for Masha and Tage with 2%, and of course yeah man, there's on yellow it's a peaceful protest and Tage there, and of course yeah. It's I'm interested in Pasha Mampuru. Where is it? Okay, Mampuru here. They said peaceful protest as well. Wow, yes. Where's Rapasha? Oh, it's Rapasha. Where's Rapasha? Okay, where's Rapasha? I was interested to know that, but it's fine. As we go down, as we scroll down, we get into the what's called the perceived causes of protest. You know what I mean? The percentages and all well. So it does the percentages that with the highest of the 22, and of course the is an employment of a foreign nationals in positions that can be filled, and of course that is 22 to 42, and the employment of the people based on who they know at the mines is 19%. Is too much, you know what I mean? So then the running water, no running water in the household, of course, on the 15%, and of course that represents that, and of course the concerns relating to Glencore specifically are relatively low. And of course now when we scroll down on health, that's a very important as well. On the health, they came up with this of they said that TB 5% is the most experienced condition, followed by the alcohol addiction 4%, and HIV on 3%. Low reporting due to the stigma. People are scared to report that, and of course the adequate access to health services, with a third of the respondent not having access to health services in the area, leading to the municipal protests. And of course, this is what's happening. It is what's happening. Most people lead that to those processes whereby, you know, if there's no health, it's not so much inadequate. You know what I mean? So then, the high level of depression, unemployment, and the low income the major contributors to depression, and very much important to that. And as well, the point, the mental well-being is enhanced by the sense of a solidarity, correlation between the levels of the depression and communities viewed as unfriendly, lacking a culture of ubuntu, and almost half responded mental health was worse as a result of COVID, as we have experienced that in 2020. Yes, of course. The other on the slide, the other slide that we have a concerns relating to the pollution from all the mines. Wow, this is very much crucial as well. That it says here, extends to which dust, noise, vibration, and water contamination from the mines is a major concern. Now, as you can check here, from the 0% scaled up to the 35%. Now they say dust 32%, noise is on 20%, vibration is on 32%. Now the surface itself vibrating to 32%. Can you imagine? It's just because of we in here next to the open cast that are causing more of doing more of blasting each and every day. And of course the water pollution on 28%. But as you can check, what's more important here, the point that I'm missing the fumes. I'm missing the fumes. I think Glencore should amend and put on here the fumes. Because the fumes, then we need to see the fumes is one of the most important thing right now, because of smelters are in front and at the doorsteps of these communities, and every day they produce fumes. Whatever they do, they produce fumes there, and those fumes, they come to the communities. You'll see cloudy later in the afternoon. Mostly in the morning, you'll see cloudy there, and that comes it's all mist and cloud of from that mining fumes, and it is very much dangerous. And it's not here. So it is not here. So I think Glencore should add the fumes one here. So yeah, they should fix on that one. And yeah, man, we checking now on the levels of community dissatisfaction, how the community is not, they said here +2 is very satisfied, +1 satisfied, -1 dissatisfied, -2 very dissatisfied. And of course, now when you check here, when you check on the graph, starting from the Galfontein, it's -1. -1, remember, it's dissatisfied. So -1, Kamasha -1, Mahamawela -1, and 0.9, Hamaepa, Masha 0.9. There's a whole lot of, they're all below. It's very actually below -1. It's below -1, and it's so dissatisfying. So now that's the mining houses should do something about that. And of course, what's more important again, it's an employment opportunities. Considering the extreme poverty and the high employment levels in the area, the majority of households were more dissatisfied with the unemployment than anything else. However, with so many people needing employment and the limited number of opportunities available at the mines and other industries, this is an ongoing problem and contributes to unrest. That's why we're having so much unrest right here in Steelpoort, because the unemployment rate is very low. Unemployment rate rather, it's very high. It's very, very high. The employment rate, it's so low. So now let's move to the next slide. Unfortunately, okay, now here is just the income levels by community that they came up with from this survey. The levels of employment vary across communities, obviously. In Ragopola, 80% of households have at least one member employed, while Gamawela and Khaleshaba, only 29% of a household have a formally employed household member. So now this is what I want to touch on. Let's understand this. Let's understand this table, this slide here. This page here is talking about the income levels by the community. And here, Garagopola is one of the villages here in Steelpoort, Motuga home, right? So now they said 80%. No, and this is incorrect. I'm saying this, it's incorrect because, let me do this. They said Garagopola 80% of households have at least one member. Let me get this, one member employed. It's very wrong. This is very wrong. Garagopola is actually dominant of. It's one place that is dominant of rooms, or rather, should I say, the tenants, has more tenants than any other villages. There's more tenants here because it's next to the main road. Hence, most people they come here, and there's so many. Hence, each and every, mostly I can say about 55. Yes, let's say about 55 house, 55 yards here. They consist of tenants. So hence now they calculated it high on 80%, and it's very wrong because those are tenants. While we know it's very low. And here they're talking about the household income. The average household income from all sources after debt was deducted. It's 5,229. This is very wrong. This is very wrong. How is Garagopola? I don't know Garagopola people. A whole lot of tenants here. So this is very wrong. This is very wrong. This is very wrong. But I think hopefully they will do another survey. Yeah, and the levels of dissatisfaction, of course, the levels of dissatisfaction vary constantly by communities. All communities are most unhappy about the unemployment, followed by the street lights, crime, and access to water. And Calfontaine, Nukaning, and Ramashan are possibly the most dissatisfied. Levels of dissatisfactions by the community doesn't necessarily translate into unrest. Oh, okay, is it? Wow. All right, now I think, but what's important, what I wanted to, I just want to applaud to applaud for Glencore for doing such a survey. It's very much important, and this survey should keep on doing. They should keep on doing it every year. And in fact, as a mining society, because there's different mines around here in Steelpoort, they should come together, and they have their own forum as mines. So as a forum, they must all contribute to such surveys in these communities. So therefore, it should say the survey from all the mines, and all the mines the mines representatives, or rather the CLOs, should then on the presentation with the community representatives be there, do the presentations representing their own organizations. So therefore we know as to what as to this, because for Glencore, I'm giving a head off to you guys. Good work, you did well, but please, what's more important, make sure that you fix this one. You see this one here, this must be fixed, because there isn't, you don't, actually it doesn't need to be fixed, it needs to be amended. So because you need to add, there's a dust, there's a noise, there's a vibration, and there's a water. So now on again, the other thing that you pollute, that is causing pollution, and extremely dangerous, is the fumes. Like I said, the communities, Steelpoort communities, are next to your Glencore and Samanco smelters, which they produce fumes. But here, there's no fumes. Please, you need to add on fumes. That's it from me, Sethmathis, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to break down here about and show you how important this survey is, and I just want to again congratulate and shout out to Glencore for making this possible, and may they continue to do this every year, and so that and take care of our communities as well. So yeah, man, that's it from me, Sethmathis, ladies and gentlemen. Until we do with another story, adios muchachos.